Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Are you ready?
Let's get ready to rumble!
So today we had two generous donations from Z and 12 Fingers. Not sure who 12 Fingers is, but it's only fair to put up that money up for this 2v2 show match, so that will be the prize. Thanks a lot for donating, boys. And as always, whatever you donate, boys, I will reinvest in show matches and in the community. Here we go, boys. 2v2 show match. Jeen and Vwwww versus... Let's see. Yellow is Dan and Frank. 2v2. Dan filled in for Ed. 2v2 on Hack, Red Alert 2, Best out of 9 series, boys, and Frank and Dan switched up, so Dan is building in Frank's base, and Frank is building in Dan's base. Ed will join shortly to co-cast. Unfortunately, he is not playing, but he will co-cast with me in just a bit. I don't know, bro. I just couldn't get a hold of Gino, unfortunately. So Jeen is up against...
Just a stupid boulder!
It's not just a boulder! It's a rock!
Hombreuchu, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You just joined in at the right moment. We have a 2v2 show match going on. Jeen with a lot of rhinos in Frank's base. Frank able to defend. Being chased out at the moment. Vwwww's the blue player. Right, Ed will join next game to help co-cast. That's nice. Thanks a lot, bro. What's going on here? Not much yet. At the top, Rockies are there. No anti-air yet from Jeen. Still building rhinos. Black cannon out for Jeen. At the bottom, Vwwwwws and Dan are just squaring off. think Dan sold his MCV, not sure. Or Frank sold his MCV because Dan and Frank switched up. Lot going on here. Jeen with a split towards bottom side. And Dan is making a move on V-dubs, but pulls back. Jeen is regrouping. Rocky's coming in from Frank. Gonna take out the AFC of V-dubs. Gets it. And Rhinos as well here. Flat cannon from Jeen in VW's base. Meanwhile at the top, not much is going on. Frank making a move on the miner. We'll get one miner. Gets two miners from Jeen. At the bottom, MCV cell from VW. Frank and Jeen going at it. Nice GI to help with the combat as well. Frank pushing in. But his GIs are not deployed. There it goes. But he's still... I think he still has it. Nope. Gotta regroup. It's gonna retreat. Meanwhile, Dan is also regrouping. Yo, Dutch Rick. How you doing, bro? That intro was made by the one and only Dis. V-dub going in. We'll get two miners from Dan. And he's continuing to push. We'll get another miner on the way. And the Rocketeers will get a War Factory as well. And now Dan opting to split in the back of Frank's base. V-dubs is there. And Dan is coming in as well. Dan also sold his MCV. Frank will be low power. And the left side has turned it around, maybe. Elite Grizzly for Frank. Another Elite Grizzly for Frank. Both of them go down. I'll get you in contact with this, bro. Of course, man. He does great work. I'll let you know. A Grizzly for Jeen as well. I think left side is slowly but surely getting the upper hand here. Both. No, only Jeen left with his MCV. And Jeen coming in, no flag though. Frank's War Factory will go down. Frank is left with 4 Grizzlies and an IFV and Rockies. These Rockies. Meanwhile at the bottom, Dan calls GG. And Frank and Dan are defeated.
I think it was a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
I want to say the game was not too serious, but they ended up beating us 5-4 or 6-5, something like that.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. I want to play him again. I want a rematch. But Frank's been my teammate most of the time, so just for fun.
Nice. Oh, beautiful. So we are doing a best out of 9 RA2 series. 2v2. And let's see. Dan spawns top left, and we have Vwwww at the bottom
What
left.
the fuck is this build? What is this build? This is the worst build I have ever seen.
Pat
Absolute
redeeming the
garbage
channel
build.
points
Hey,
for
look at this mining. He's broke.
the Frank sound clip.
Bro, insufficient funds.
So top versus bottom right here. I'm
Yep.
surprised that they didn't swap out. Usually they don't want to face, or allies don't want to face the Soviet right in front of them. On the left side at least. I feel like left side's a little bit closer, I don't know why, than top and bottom on the right side.
True, true. Now, last game it was Frank versus Jeen and Dan versus Vwwww. So I believe that's how they like it. So it's, but now it's, I believe blue is, I can't see. Blue is Vwwww, right? No.
No,
Blue is Frank, yeah.
and then-
Yeah, so it's still Frank versus Jeen at least, and Vwwww versus Dan.
yeah, and then we have a drone from west going all the way around on the right side, top right. Circling all the way around to get into Jeen's. He was so deadly against us when we were playing against him with these drones. He was landing every single one of them.
Jeen
Nice play,
able to
Jeen there.
stop the drone. Nice play there.
Yeah, targets the drone. This is surprising to me. A lot of players, I feel like a lot of players have been playing a lot more passive 2v2s lately, which is good too, you know, but I feel like back in the day, people were more like at each other's throat, you know, like especially Redler 2, you know. This is Redler 2, right? This isn't Yuri's?
Yeah, this is Redler too, yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I mean, this is good too. Getting a few minors, 2-3 minors, is pretty unheard of back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually it was one miner and then you're pushing. Either you're hitting your own guy or you're harassing the opponent or your teammate's opponent.
True, true. Yeah, but I've noticed that from your gameplay as well. You don't go as many miners. You switch it up to tanks quite early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think... Oh, nice attacks here. He does get a miner, doesn't he? Gets
Yep.
Tank almost dead. Gonna get another miner there. Oh,
Oh, switches his up. 1 HP. Gets the miner. Yep. Nice
end up
trade
getting him.
there.
And now he has 5 miners on the right side here. Yeah, I feel like 2v2s are more about unit control than it is about your macro as far as build orders. I mean, yeah, it plays out at the end of the day. You can make it happen and it will work. To me, I feel like it's all about units. You want to make sure your units are in like motion. Your first tank's out, get it out and use it in fight somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Pressure right away. That's true. That's true.
Jungle, I guess it is a little bit harder here because people can camp, so you can get caught out pretty easy. So, well, nice little map here.
Also, top versus bottom is hard to keep up with, at least.
Yeah, for sure. I like Jeen's positioning right here. He's definitely in a good... I mean, Frank's positioning here. He's in a good spot against Jeen. Jeen needs to send some of these miners to the left side.
Yep. True. Let's
Meanwhile,
see.
on the left side, bunch of Desolators. If you're Matt, what do you do right now against all those Desolators?
Yeah. But also, Rocky's in
Amazing.
from Frank to help out. Meanwhile, Jeen is going all the way to Dan's base, and Frank is chasing, but
Yeah, I like these. I like these games. Messy games. Here we go.
Wow. 3 miners go down. No, he saves one. 1 HP.
Yeah, Frank's still chasing around Jeen. Jeen losing a lot of tanks though.
Yeah.
He's not looking very good. Meanwhile, Dan pushing through all of Matt's miners here. Kind of zones himself out. Matt's taking the base trade though.
Yeah, he's going in for the base trade. Meanwhile, Frank is also close to Jeen's base.
Frank doing a good job helping out with the Rocketeers, hitting out hitting Dan as well, or I mean defending his base on Dan.
Yeah. It's looking very good for Dan. Out tanking by a lot. The Desolators are there as well. Flag for the Rockies. Frank going in on Jeen.
Ooh, these
Desos! Oh, wow.
Look at all these plastics just popping. Very
Oof.
nice, and he has 6 miners still in play.
A lot of damage by those Desos. And now Frank is just continuing on to VW's base.
This is good. I don't think Matt has much to defend this here. He's getting doubled. He has to choose which side he's going to go to. Dan, I'm not too sure about his decision here. He's doubling Matt right now. He could have gone to the left side miners there. Instead, he chooses to go toward Jeen. Jeen pulling his miners back, has some Desos. He's just going to cover himself. He's going to force Dan back. He should force Dan back, right?
That stays there.
That's pretty big, though. Hurting Jeen's economy pretty bad.
Yeah. Those miners forced to work on an ore patch that's depleted already, and now Franks comes in with plastics. Might get a miner or two.
Yeah, he's heavily out tanked though, using the miners as fodder as well, pushing all the way through.
Yeah, nice turn from Jeen.
Meanwhile, on the bottom left, look at Matt's base. Matt's base, he's lost a lot of buildings, but he still has 5 miners, so he's still in the game. He still has his priority buildings. He has his barracks. He has his MCV. He has 2 war factories. No MCV, I mean.
No MCV, but he has 2 war factories, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Frank's the only guy that his base never really got touched much, right?
Yeah,
everybody
correct.
else kind of got hit.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's cool
true.
after everything goes crazy and wild. It's cool to see how when everything fizzles down, everything's settled down. You look at everybody's base after the math. Look at West Dan's base. He's left with 4 miners, 3 war factories. He's getting broke. He needs to adjust and adapt. He needs to sell maybe one of his war factories, get another miner going. He can't produce as many tanks anymore with 3 factories.
Yep. True, true.
Meanwhile, Jeen, he still has so many miners. He's doing fine.
Yeah, just keeping up.
3 flat cannons protecting his base and some desolators preventing these grizzlies from coming in. And the time they did, we saw what happened.
Yeah, true.
Nice
Rockies.
use of the Rockies there.
Nice Rockies. Ooh, Desolators deployed.
Yeah, we got a flat cannon on the cliff too. He's protecting these miners pretty nice. Losing a lot of Rocketeers.
Yep.
He didn't lose any miners there, so good trade for Jeen. At the moment, the more that we wait, the more behind Dan looks like to be getting. Matt's gonna get so far ahead. There's not much that Dan's gonna be able to do.
VW, Matt is recovering pretty well as a really nice army as well.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, definitely. I think Dan getting caught in the split there. This tank splitting off on the hill. Matt just taking advantage of it. Yeah, earlier on when they were doubling Matt, Dan chose to go toward Jeen. I feel like they should have just stuck to Matt, kind of finished him off. He only had like 2 tanks.
Yeah.
A couple prism towers, but not much to defend against both their armies.
That's true. That's
Regardless, here we are now.
true. Frank was trying to take out Matt's power, wasn't able to.
So many miners still. I'm so surprised that Jeen still has so many miners because he was the one who got hit earlier on. He was the first one to lose miners. He just kept pumping them out.
Yeah, he lost 2 miners in the beginning, but when all was said and done, he still had 5 miners over.
Yeah.
So Matt pushing here on the left side.
Nice kill there. Leaves Dan with 3 miners now, and
Yeah.
all 3 miners are mining dirt now too. So, like I said, he's getting further and further behind. They need to do something. And it's honestly, it all relies on Frank right now. Frank's the one, unfortunately, who has to do something. He needs to make something happen. It's a Hail Mary because if you play it slow, I think eventually he will overwhelm Jeen. But on the left side, you're gonna lose your teammate.
And every time Dan seems to go in, Matt is threatening a base trade. And now
Yeah, he
Frank
knows
goes
he can
in.
definitely take it.
Yep. Jeen bringing in all of his miners. A lot going on. Jeen's tanks getting split. Ooh,
those
the Desos.
Huge hit. It definitely favors Frank there. Jeen lost just about every single one of his miners, and I
Yep.
think if Frank actually notices, the back of Matt's base does not have any air defense. He can actually send out some Rocketeer. He has a lot of Rocketeers.
Yeah.
Or he had a lot of Rocketeers. He could have gone over
No,
there.
he lost
decides-
them. Yep.
Yeah.
And his
he decides to
Grizzlies
go-
are at the bottom of the cliff as well. Gets the MCV cell.
Oh,
Oh,
Deso!
the
That
Deso!
is huge.
Oh, takes out all of the prisoners, but Jeen is out, I think. Yeah, more factory goes
No,
down.
that doesn't matter. Frank needed to keep those tanks alive. At this point, it's going to be a Frank versus Matt. We've already
yeah.
established that earlier on. He needed to save as many units as he possibly could while taking Frank out. He did not need to lose those. Oh, that was bad.
Ooh.
Matt looking like
Yeah.
he's in the winning position right now. Frank with just about no tanks left here.
And-
he has Mirage, a Mirage. I don't think it's going to make much difference here. He has Rocketeers coming to him and a lot of tanks.
Last more factory will go down. Matt is gonna take it.
Player defeated.
Oof. Wow.
Player defeated.
Matt, the MVP of the game.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Frank could not do much with his Rocketeers on Jeen's base. There was no reason for him to sacrifice all those Rocketeers. Like I was saying, if he would have sneaked those Rocketeers into Matt's base while Matt was attacking Dan,
Yeah.
I think that would have been the game right there. Boom. There's no
True,
way that
true.
Matt would have came back. But again, these guys they have chaos going on in the map. They can't see the map as like I can just calmly.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah. What a game. That was a terrific game.
Yeah, crazy good game. I think here's what makes good games happen. I feel like okay, you rush someone and you win, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad game. You rush someone, they counter you, and then they rush you, or they go after you, they counter you, and then it's just an ongoing battle, back and forth. I love these games, and this
Yeah.
one was just exactly that. It was a back and forth for a long time. Who had the lead at one point? Who had the lead at second point? Like 10 seconds after, one of the other team had the lead.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, Dad had the upper hand on VW in the beginning. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And then especially in the middle, when Dan and Frank were both at his base, I feel like that was the key game moment right there. Like that was gonna be the game right there. But Dan, I don't know why he chose to just leave. He had a good spot right there. He could have taken all of Matt's miners. But anyways, Coldest Peak, another classic 2v2 map.
Got vetoed by Jeen. And now they're going for Desert Island.
Frank says vetoing 2v2 Coldest is like turning down a blowjob from a Swedish model.
Oh, wow. So both teams have one veto. Jeen and VW just wasted their veto on Coldest Peak, so they have no vetoes left.
Player defeated.
Desert Island. We have VW on the right, bottom right. We have Frank top right. We have
Okay.
Jeen top left. And we have Dan bottom left. It's corners.
Corner games, love it. You gotta love this in 2v2s. It already sets you up into a chaotic game, hopefully, right? That's what I like to watch, and hopefully the players like to play.
It's gonna be very interesting and hard to cast, bro.
Super fun, man.
Well, I got you. You're a veteran. Let's go. Ivor in the chat. Welcome, bro. How you doing, man?
What's up, Ivor? All right, so 2-0. Jeen and Matt taking this so far. Frank and Dan doing really good. Both last games have been really close. I feel like Frank and Dan could have taken the last game. Could have been a 1-1 for sure. So this could definitely go either way. In corner games, I do want to favor Matt a little bit more, just because he's more experienced. Don't get me wrong, Frank is really top notch when it comes to like messy games as well. I feel like, and I say this loosely because he's not a joke. Dan is probably the weaker link in this whole series here. And he may be the key on the decisions that need to be made, that need to be the right decision in the split moment. Because 2v2s are about that. You know, you need to make that split decision in the very good moment that you need it, or else you lose that opportunity. And we saw him fail it a couple times now. So he needs to step it up maybe just a little bit in order to help rank out and close these games out.
And as you're saying that, Jeen successfully defending that drone while Dan got droned. So service depot for Dan, yeah.
Again, Doofus, this is what I'm talking about. It's corner game. It's a corner game. These players are making minors. It's a whole different meta nowadays. Why aren't they pushing? Why aren't they being aggressive? You know, bottom right, Matt, he just went, I think, 2 minors for sure. Maybe 3 minors, right?
Yeah.
I think he has 3 tanks in his face already. Why is he going so many minors? Now, Frank can decide right here, honestly. He didn't have to come into Matt's base, right? He could have gone all the way to top left, but they decided to double Matt here. So
both of them are there. Dan is committing to the AFC. Will not get it. 1 HP.
Ooh.
And Frank going after the War Factory. Will get it.
That's the War Factory. And what could Jeen do to respond? He couldn't do anything. Why? Because he's making a bunch of minors
He's
too.
making minors,
so,
yep.
Frank and Dan playing it a little bit better, playing it a little bit smarter, playing it how they're supposed to, I would say. Dan's really experienced at defending, though. I mean, Matt's really good at defending, so we'll see how they do. If anything, I feel like maybe Frank could pull back a little bit. There's a lot of units, a lot of defensive units. He has a lot of Rocketeers here too. 1
HP on that AFC. Frank doesn't see it. Goes for the barracks. Will get the barracks, and all of it tanks our drone. He could get the AFC on the way out. Does he? No, he doesn't get it. But Dan is coming in with 4 rhinos as well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the top side though, we have Jeen finally pushing into Frank's base. He's gonna take out a miner already. He might take out this War Factory if he targets this here. He has 2 more tanks coming in. He's gonna ult it. War Factory's going down. Meanwhile, left side we have Dan pushing into Jeen's base. Jeen's gonna have to come back. The only one sitting back and trying to recover is Matt. Matt not being able to do much. He's trying to make his Rocketeers to good use. Pulled Dan's attention on the bottom, I think. He is sending him back on top, taking out miner. Poor Frank, he's losing a lot of miners here. He's starting to lose a little bit more miners than he should. Losing his refinery. He did get most of the gems though, so that's good. He got most of what he needed there. That refinery doesn't really matter anymore. He could sell it. He does need air defense though. Meanwhile, on the left side, Frank deciding, instead of defending his own base, he could be defending his base. He has a lot of Rocketeers sending them over to Dan to help him out. Jeen taking advantage of it though, does take out these War Factory, or these tanks, wins the tank fight. At what cost though? Because Frank's really behind now, and Matt has a lot of Rocketeers, and now they're going to Dan's base. Dan has no air defense. He needs to pull back. He needs to watch it. He sells his MTV. I thought there was going to be a flat cannon. I thought there was going to be a sneaky flat cannon. Nope.
Oh, nope, Matt's going back.
Go back.
Matt's going back. Flat cannons flag tracks being built now.
This is. Why did he pull back? He got scared. Something happened. He could have definitely destroyed at least both of those power plants from Dan. That would have slowed his economy down 100%. He would have been so far out.
Arrow drop from VW to help out Jeen. So Dan selling his MCV.
Frank just made a miner from his War Factory, just in case nobody noticed there. He's a little bit behind, but he still decides to make a miner. It's pretty crazy. Jeen, with a nice little split, does get pushed back by the Rocketeers. Matt's in front of Frank's base, though. He's just giving him that pressure just by being there. Meanwhile, left side, Dan's still doing okay. He's honestly, I feel like he should be doing a little bit better just because Jeen keeps sending tanks over to Frank's base. So he should be taking advantage of those situations. He is giving him a lot of pressure though. Not enough to close it out, I don't think though.
He's targeting the sentries. He's not getting much done though. Yeah.
Yeah, and he sold his MCV and he's just about out on all his ore, so he has a small window now. Jeen has a pretty nice expanded base. He has a refinery on the bottom, our second layer. Now Matt putting a paradrop defending him there. Their window's getting shorter and shorter here. I feel like, again, Dan needs to probably do something here a little different. He can't just be knocking in Jeen's face here like this over and over. He needs to probably just send all of his tanks bottom, make some drones, or he's just slowly going to lose the game here. He's losing money. He's not going to build any tanks anymore. Both Dan and Frank sold MCVs. They don't even have them anymore. Nice little fight on the middle right. I think Matt takes this. He has a lot more Rocketeers. He has veteran Rocketeers. He has more tanks. He had a lot more freedom toward the end of the game there.
And Jeen coming in as well. War Factory goes down. Frank is dead.
Yeah, so Dan finally deciding to do some kind of little Hail Mary, sends all his tanks to top right, but that was too late. That's what I'm talking about. You have to make these decisions a lot sooner, quicker, decisive moments like this. You have to make them cut. You have to know when you need to do them. This was a lot too late already. Frank had already lost all his army, so at this point it's just GG, honestly.
Yep. Gino seeing Dan's decisions.
Like I said, Dan is a good ass player. He's really skilled, but right now he's just lacking on those little decisions.
Dan is out. Frank is out. Jeen and VW will take game 3, and it's 3-0.
Not too bad. I can talk about all the little things that happened, but goddamn, I don't want to keep going over all of them, because I feel like there was a lot of mistakes. And Dan and Frank started off the match the way that you were supposed to. These guys, Frank and Jeen, getting a little too cocky, making 2 to 3 miners. Dan and Frank, knowing this, try to apply some pressure like they should have. But I feel like Dan sacrificing those tanks early on, he didn't need to sacrifice them. Just having the 2 tanks down there, even if he was just going in and out, you know, giving Frank a little more time to take out the War Factory, take out some miners, that would have been more helpful than just losing your tanks, you know? Once he lost those tanks, that early advantage that you had, the reason Jeen went extra miners and you took advantage of this winning situation was for that moment. Once you threw your tanks away, you're now at a disadvantage because now Jeen out miners you, and now he's going to have more tanks than you because he's going to have more War Factories than you, et cetera, et cetera. It just crumbles down from there. And I feel like it all started with just losing those 2 tanks at the very beginning.
Totally agree. That's true. Once that early pressure goes away, they can just counter it because their eco is doing much better. Especially if you didn't get anything done.
Exactly. You have to punish them for going an extra miner. Punish them. Make them suffer for making that extra miner. And if you don't, guess what? You're going to be slightly behind. Unless you make a miner afterwards and try to recover, but they didn't. Or at least Dan didn't. He ended up selling his MCV.
Game number 4 will be on Divide. Freeze this over. Oh shit, I've got the wrong map. Wait.
Oh, is that one?
Yes, I got the 2-player version. Alright.
Alright, so something to take note of. Matt switching it up. He's switching to Soviets. We're not going to see an allied Matt this game.
You're right.
Matt's no joke as a Soviet player as well, so it'll be a nice game.
Player defeated.
So we have Dan, the blue player, top left. We've got Frank at top right. So it's going to be top versus bottom. We've got Jeen bottom right. And VW, Matt bottom left. Top versus bottom. And indeed, as Ed said, he switched up to Soviet. So Jeen and VW, Soviet. Frank is the only allied player going as America.
And you see top versus bottom. I feel like I think that's a winning, or not a winning, but I'd feel more comfortable if I was Frank now, right? Because now your opponent, you don't have both your opponent's Soviets right next to you.
Yep, true.
So imagine a corner game. Yeah, you're definitely behind. You can get your teammate. I feel like a lot of people, what they don't realize, and I'll give you guys a key thing here for many 2v2 players that are out there that are still learning the game. If you're in corner games and you're fighting, it's two of you as Soviets and you're fighting a Soviet and an allied player, it's always best to double the Soviet player. Why?
Oh.
Because there's not much that the allied player can do. You can literally defend with one tank at your base and a sentry gun and send like 3 tanks to his ally, you know? Those 3 tanks, you can just throw them away if you want to. You can still defend against an allied player with just a sentry gun and a tank. Because they need like 2 to 3, 4 grizzly tanks just to fight that one, whatever it is.
So it's best to take out the Soviet player instead of going after the allied player.
Definitely, yeah. That's just my opinion based on my experience. I feel like that's
Frank misclicking there, gets 2 grizzlies droned.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. We have Jeen on the bottom. He did make an miner right next to his oil. He has a war factory there. And Frank, once again, we were talking about disadvantage and advantages of making miners. He did try to take advantage of Jeen making a miner, but unfortunately got 2 of his tanks droned, those first 2 tanks. And this is a good position for Jeen as well. Like I said, it's really hard for allied tanks to be chasing Soviet tanks, you know what I mean? So if you catch him in the middle here, you can do a lot of damage by just having him chase you around. He does end up pulling back, so that's good. Those Rocketeers, dude, making a little threat, pushing him back, forcing him to make a flak maybe. Meanwhile, on the left side, they're both giving themselves a little stare down, a little dance off. Not much action.
Not much action. Dan fixes his miner, I think. It was on ore. Yep, goes back on gems. One of VW's miners got droned.
Went down, huh?
1 HP.
Eesh. I'm not too sure what happened on the top side. Frank selling his refiner on the top right. Maybe I think that was maybe on purpose. Maybe he just wants to keep his miners over here.
Yeah.
Probably a good eco way to eco or whatever. Makes another one now on the top. Jeen starting to pump out these desolators. This is going to be really hard for Frank to hold. This is one of those scary moments as an allied player facing this little army right here. This is a nice little. We call what Andy does, right, as Yuri a death ball. I feel like this is Soviet's way of a death ball. Bunch of Desos, Connies, dogs, and just go in there like this. So hard to stop as an allied player.
V-dubs and Dan just staring each other down. Power drop gets taken care of by the Desos.
Yeah, I'm afraid that Frank's not going to be able to do much here. It's all going to be on micro
army.
here.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, scary stuff here. Meanwhile, on the left side, Dan pushing in on Matt. He does out fodder by a lot. I think he's out tanked just slightly, but the fodder's going to be playing a big role. Meanwhile, top right, Rocketeers are doing good damage, but these tanks are just too much. There's just too
many
tanks.
rhinos.
he tried his best to run around his
Yeah.
grizzlies to try to get those flags. Very nice control by Jeen. Like I said, it all relied on the micro. He kept those flags alive, made sure that these flags were not going to go down. If he lost those flags, that whole tank fight would have gone to shit.
Player defeated.
And it's 4-0 to Jeen and Matt.
Yeah, so I'm really surprised that Dan's playing very how should I say, not selfish, but he's more of a team player. I've seen him play more as a team player than what we've seen this game. Especially that game. I think you should be aware of like the positioning that your allied has, you know. Every
Mm-hmm.
now and then, you know, you have to look at your allied, you have to look at who your allied's facing too. You have to look at what your allied has to face, right? And if I was Dan in that situation, I'm looking at Gene, I'm looking, oh my god, you have 5 desos, some flax, and you're about to push on my ally. This looks like a deadly fucking battle right here. You know, like my ally's gonna die to this. I have
Mm-hmm.
to do something. So Dan needs to push Gene. He needs to do something. He needs to create something. You know, he can't just let your ally die like that. You know, like, and that's being more aware of what your ally is doing is key to 2v2s as well. It's not a selfish 1v1 game where you just get to defend yourself, make nothing but defensive for yourself. You know, your allied is important. Keep him alive no matter what. And if you can keep him alive, he's going to keep you alive. And it's just helping each other out. That's what it is. Even if you have to sacrifice some units, you have to do it.
True, true.
I bet you anything. If Dan would have sent some tanks over to Gene, that would have created some chaos enough for Frank to send some Rocketeers over to Matt to do something. You know, something
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
happened out of it.
Yeah. Oh man. 4-0 down. It is match point. Hack freeze is over. They want to replay the match?
Heck, race is over. You can never go wrong, man. You know what? Back in the day, there was no such things as the other maps. People played best of 50, 59s, let's just say, on
Yeah.
Heck. Best of 59 on Heck all day, every day. FFGs, Heck all day, every day. This is probably why Gino, one of his most famous things and kind of what he was known for back then, right? His nickname was a FFG on Heck. It's just, Heck was just that popular, man. We got what was that other guy? A Shroom for You. He was a Heck nonstop every day, 24/7. Heck, 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 heck. So yeah, these guys
we
definitely.
got Zane's
we love it.
nickname on Twitch is also Hack Freeze.
Hey, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Even yeah.
And back in October, we did a Hack Freeze mini tournament as well, King of Hack.
Oh,
This-
nice. The
this-
Chinese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I stole it from
love
the Chinese. Don't tell anyone. Yep. So,
All right. What do we have? Bottom right, we have Frank this time. We have Gene on the bottom left. Oof. Okay, we're gonna see a good battle there. Top left, Matt, and top right, Dan. So left versus right. Once
correct.
again. I feel like Frank choosing to stay on bottom right. That's pretty good. I like that. Because Matt did decide to stay Soviets. So, and that's strange because Matt likes allies, especially on Heck. Matt going air most likely. Yeah,
True,
unless
true.
he's making Kurovs.
Well, on the first Hack Freeze map.
Oh, I
the
think
first
Dan might have told him. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, Dan might have told Frank that he's going air first.
But the first match also, they switched so that Frank would face Gene. So right from the start, they already spawned correctly. So I don't think they're gonna switch. So Dan needs to deal with Matt at the top. And Matt going 0.
Yeah, drone lands on one of the tanks
Yeah.
of Dan, loses one. He has
This is
another drone coming.
The second drone
Gene.
from Gene.
He's gonna go for the miner. Oh, he does get shot. It's gonna be tough to get in, but he can still. Oh no, Sentry was looking that direction. Wait. We have one more drone. Is that wait?
That's
Matt's drone?
Matt's drone, yep. Looks
Yeah,
like
so
it. Yeah.
wait, either Matt or Gene made 2 drones. Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a third drone that's going toward Dan. We have a Rocketeer from.
That drone is going towards Frank, and we'll get a. Ooh!
Oh.
gets a grizzly.
Nice. One Rocketeer from Frank harassing one of Matt's tanks here, making him run around. Not going to do much, but does forces a flak. Something that you want to see if you're facing Matt right now. And he has one miner ahead. Nope, they're both on 3 miners. 2 sentry guns on the
Okay.
backside of West Base. He could sell those if he wanted to now.
Alright, Gino just informed me that on the previous hack they swap for positions, not particularly for their opponents. So that might be it. Also because there's no spawn preview, so they wouldn't have known who they were facing. Yep, that's a good point, Gino.
Yeah, usually that's what people, they favor certain spots.
Yep.
Frank in a good position here. He has his right side ore being taken, the cave, and now he's expanding to the center here. He's gonna take these gems, and I don't know if Jeen can do anything. Oh wait, can he? A lot of dogs. They're going into the fodder.
That's GIs there.
Yeah, those GIs are looking pretty scary, almost bait worthy, right? Like they're lined up enough so that Jeen can squish them in like one ult and probably take the tank fight.
Yep, and he does just that. Yep.
Yeah, he needed to scatter them. He needs to scatter these GIs. He can't have them like that. Meanwhile, on the top side, looks like they exchanged some blows. We got smoky tanks on the top side. Looks like Matt's a little bit ahead. I missed that fight, so not too sure. But Matt,
This fight at the bottom looking very juicy.
nice pillbox there. Sells the
Cell!
MTV, goes straight in. Looks like
Jeen's gonna come out ahead.
by a lot too.
Oh, that Paro didn't make it in time. And now, yeah, Jeen calls GG's.
Yeesh, he says fucking easy.
Yo.
Very well played by Matt and Jeen. Frank and Dan doing really well as well. Unfortunately, just some decisions were not the right decisions. Definitely could have gone either way a couple games.
Yeah.
Not this one though. This one's pretty decisive.
This one was decisive, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at Jeen's base, my god, he's just, yeah, there's absolutely no way.
Jeen is gonna come from the back just now once he's dealt with the Rocketeers from Frank. Frank calls GG's, no more Rocketeers. And Jeen will come in from the back.
Would you look at that? Dan won the tank fight up top. A little too late though. Needed to pull the trigger just a little sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah, something you don't really want to see. Matt and Frank, they have this little rivalry that they've had for a while. A little beef, So either way, whoever wins, you have to, whoever loses, I should say, you have to swallow that pride, that ego, or just a blow to, So I can only imagine what Frank's feeling right now, losing 0-5 to your rival, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's the sad part. I know, not sad part. Here's the funny part. And I predict it right when this game's over. I mean, Jeen already threw his jab. He already said something. Fucking easy, right? I feel like Matt's gonna say something, and that's gonna trigger Frank a little bit more than Jeen saying anything, just because of that little rivalry that they have,
Yeah.
And he could, Matt, all that Matt has to say is like GG, and that can trigger more than for Frank or Jeen saying something more abusive.
Well, let's see. 5-0 clean sweep.
Yeah, not what you want to see.
Frank saying OP as fuck today, boys. Goddamn, GG's.
GG's indeed.
Z and 12 Fingers for donating earlier in the stream, and that will go towards the winners. $20. Yeah, sure, bro. $20 in this show match going to Jeen and Vwww's Matt.